What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Monday, February 5th, 2018, and let's just have a little chit chat. I'm on day 3 of my training at my new job. It's been pretty good, been getting better, knowing the system and whatnot, reading this thing called a KDS, which is a kitchen display system, which is a lot, high tech than what I'm used to, which is looking at papers and it's like,
Where's my,
hey, what's this? Where's this going to? Is that medium rare? Now this time everything is all digital, but you can print out the receipt because, a screen can only fill so many orders, right? So this time I had a different trainer. For my first 2 days, my previous trainer was a guy. He was one of the lead trainers, I guess you would say. He's been working there 6 years and stuff. And I was working morning shifts. Yesterday was my first night shift. It was Super Bowl Sunday. Congratulations to the Eagles. That's right, you haters. I do not like the Patriots, okay? I am a Green Bay Packers fan, and this mic is slowly falling. I'm not really a Patriots hater. I just like underdogs. I like new things. Like, if you have a team that just consistently wins and they're part of this dynasty or whatever, I'm having so much issues right now. My Supreme light diffuser fell off my lamp here. Stay. I am not sponsored by Supreme, but I might be getting a little bit of a hype beast. Anyways, I am going off the subject here. I'm talking about training. Day 3, night shift, Super Bowl. It wasn't as packed as I thought it would be because, where I come from on Guam, any sports thing, whether it be UFC, Super Bowl, March Madness, or whatever, any popular sport thing, the restaurants are usually the places to go. People to just go eat, drink, and enjoy each other's company. That's how it usually is back where I come from. Here, what they've been telling me is that it's one of the slowest days of the year for them. I'm just like, really? I would think because you have TVs and stuff to watch the games live, and you have access to, a bar and food and stuff like that, you wouldn't have to worry about anything. I would think going to a restaurant would be a more popular banging place, but I guess not. It was a slow time. For me, it felt like a good consistent shift. All my other female servers, and that's right, I work pretty much with all female servers. They were all saying it's super slow and stuff like that. So I guess, they've been there longer than I have. It's a different culture, I guess, between the island life and the Cali life. So yeah, this time I was trained by a female, and she's spunky and nice and good looking and stuff, and smiling and always checking up on me. And it was nice, but unfortunately she had to bartend tonight, so I had to be sort of passed around to the next available training server, because that's kind of how it's been recently. Like, I have the lead trainer. We go through the checklist of things like I need to know and stuff, and then I get the iPad and sort of see how things are made and stuff, and then sort of my shadowing. I'm not shadowing my training leader. I'm shadowing other servers, so I just keep getting passed around. Oh, you can follow me and this and that. My daily, what I've been training is just like getting the drink orders, getting like going up to guests and greeting them and getting their drink orders and stuff, slowly punching thing in, trying to understand the the expo line and stuff like that. I'm picking up fairly quickly. I've been helping bussing, cleaning tables and this and that, running. Last night just seems like a regular night to me, and most people that when they ask where I previously work, and I tell them, I kind of tell them with pride, oh, I work at Tony Roma's, or I work at Tony Roma's. They give me this look like, what's that? What's a Tony Roma? I thought you were talking about the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. He has a restaurant now? That literally happened. Someone thought I was talking about Tony Romo. Some people know Tony Roma's, but most people that I've worked with don't. And I thought, Tony Roma's was a very popular American restaurant chain, but I guess not really in San Diego, because the one Tony Roma's that was in San Diego did close down. So I guess that's maybe one of the reasons why it's not as well known over here as I thought it might be. I thought working at a Tony Roma's had a little gravitas, a little like, oh, really? You worked at such and such, right? But not here. They give me this puzzled look like, okay, what do they sell there? You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of a small shocker to me. Like, I was kind of feeling a little braggadocious, and then I just kind of get deflated. Like, you guys don't know what that is and stuff like that. So yeah, that kind of sucked. So we go through a little closing procedures, see what people do, each server, their closing duties, as any restaurant. I think, let me just go through some main differences that I noted about my former restaurant, Tony Roma's, and my current restaurant, which I'm still not gonna say the name of it, just for I don't want to get any social media backlash or whatever. But I did write it down, and I'll get you my little handy dandy notebook. Okay, here it is. I wrote down a lot of crap. So, some of the differences that I've encountered between my old job and new job is, number one, the most notable thing so far is that they don't have any service charge. When I actually asked about it to one of the people I was shadowing, it's like, oh, so do you get service charge here? They looked at me with this puzzled look and said, what's that? And I'm just like, oh, you guys don't do that here. You know, you don't have that 10% extra pay to when you get served, which I guess that makes sense because of the sales tax. That might be why they don't do that. And I don't really know how the tip out works. I got a brief sort of explanation as to, like, every server cashes out. They carry the cash on them if a guest wants to pay by cash. So cash, and they give change. And then something like at the end of your shift, you owe the restaurant this amount of number, and then you pay that with whatever cash you made, and then whatever extra you have in your pocket, that's what you get to keep. That's what I heard. I don't know how the credit card tips work or anything like that. I'm still new, so I'm still trying to figure that out. Number two, the girl to guy ratio. It's pretty big. Like, at my previous job, it was sort of more guys than girls, or a fairly even guy to girl ratio at my previous job. Here, especially front of the house, hostess, server, it feels like a 3-to-1 girls to guy. I've only seen 2 other male servers. One was my trainer, and the other one was this other guy. So three servers male so far. I did see one host, but most of the males are back of the house, and they're speaking a lot of Mexican. So I need to pick that up too. Like, back in my previous job, it was mostly Filipino and Chuukese that would be speaking their own languages. Filipino in front of the house, Chuukese in the back of the house. 3, the technology. Way more high tech here than back there, right? Of course, you have your POS system, you punch things in, whatever. But like I said, the back of the house, it's paper ticket. You go by ticket. Whereas this new place has this kitchen display system that everything's digital, and it's like it has this sort of technology where the system itself determines when to post certain things, so everything comes out in a unified order. You won't get orders that'll come out quicker, like a kid's meal comes out last versus the adult meal, which is true. Back in my old job, a kid's meal, like say they ordered a kid's ribs, it's only 3 ribs versus a half rack, which is about 6 or 5 or 6. It's bigger, it's more. But the adults order would come out way faster than the kids order, especially with like burgers. Kids burgers take forever to come out. All the adult orders could be finished, and I'm still waiting for the kids orders to come out. So I think the system does that where it shows the back of the house specific times. Even if you punch it in right then, it'll do the timing for you, which is pretty cool. The restaurant layout is a bit different. This one has stories where there's divisions. Back in my old place, it's just sideways. There's this party room which is open in the beginning, but then it closed during the later time. When less and less guests comes in, so it cuts off the amount of tables in half. Whereas there's the top one, which they only open if it ever gets busy. Right? If they expect it to be busy, then they open it. But most of the times it's closed, so everything's downstairs. But the back of the house feels way bigger at my current restaurant than it did my previous restaurant. And the expo line is actually viewable, right? It only has these little mini stanchions and walkways, but you can still see the expo line. You can see the back of the house. You can hear everything from the back of the house. Whereas my previous place, there's a wall and an entranceway that people come out. So you can go in this area, but you're blocked by a wall. The guests don't see the expo line, the back of the house, or where the food's coming from. Something that's cool about this restaurant is they have more drink stations. In my Tony Roma's, there's only one drink station plus the bar. So if you needed to get a drink, refill, or whatever, you only have these 2 stations to work with. So you're going to be, log jammed or whatever, just waiting for, let's hurry up now. And the glasses at my previous place, it's a lot smaller, so it fills up a lot faster. Here, there's 4 drink stations plus the bar. There's even 1 drink station included that's on the top level, so you don't have to keep going down the stairs and up the stairs to get the drinks. Food, however, you have to go up and down, which I think is going to be a kind of a bitch if I get stationed up there. But yeah, they got so many drink stations, but still, because the glasses are so big, it does take a little longer. Like, even though they have more stations, to me, it feels like it takes me a lot more time to fill the drinks orders than it did in my previous place. Because one, we have bussers, and the bussers would have this section where all the glasses are like they're stacked up, free out of the tray, the baskets that washes. Here, they're in the baskets, like in these little shelves that are stacked in there. So you have to slide the basket out, pull the glasses, as many glasses you brought, and slide it back in. So that's probably the biggest difference. I think that part alone takes up the most time. Whereas, at least in my previous job, everything was stacked, so you could just grab the glasses. You don't have to worry about sliding out the basket or whatever and putting it back and stuff like that. That is where I think most of the timing comes into play. There's a big difference between plates and silverware. The plates back in Tony Roma's were a lot heavier. They felt like heavy porcelain, and then all the utensils, forks and knives were already pre-wrapped. Here they don't do that. It's a lot easier, it's a lot lighter, and you don't have to worry about, when you're closing duty, you have to freaking roll. So there's no rolling. Most condiments are already on the table, salt, pepper, and stuff like that. That's good. And they have more trays. My previous job, like finding a tray became like a hassle. It's like, where's a tray? I need a tray. But here they got plenty of trays, and they have 2 sizes of trays, one normal size and one large size, because they're starting to implement a thing where you have to have a tray with you at all times, no matter what you do, whether you bring out drinks or you have to put the food on the tray. So that's the main differences so far. Another update is I'm looking into getting a car, and I've been pre-approved for an auto loan by Capital One. I'm just, I haven't decided whether or not to take up the offer. It does expire in a month, and I'm really considering a Ford Fiesta ST, just because it's compact. It has a turbocharge, so it's got speed to it. It's manual transmission. I don't know. It's a 4-seater. It has 4 doors. And it's a hatchback. I think that's everything I really need to say. If I want to go like cross country, it's small, but yet it can hold a lot. So if I want to, go on a road trip, it's got great fuel efficiency. It's fast, it's quick. It's sporty, I guess. So yeah, that's it for now. That's, I guess, the update to my job and the car that I really want to get. So as always, guys, I hope you liked and subscribed. Love, peace, and chicken grease. And until next time, Corey Danger out.